Today's lesson is topic 1.1, meanings of multiplication. The objective today is I will recognize multiplication as repeated addition of equal groups using arrays and comparisons. In your notes, make sure you have included the title for today and go ahead and write down this question. How many ducks total would be in 4 rows of 3? For this, I would like for you to draw your own picture. In my picture, I'm just going to use X's to represent a duck. Well, it says 4 rows of 3. Well, I know that rows go this direction, so that would be 1 row of 3 ducks. But it's asking for a total of 4 rows of 3. As I create this, I end up with 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side, and 1, 2, 3 going this way. This is what we're going to be working with today. This right here is an example of an array. An array are objects arranged in equal rows and columns. Columns go this direction, up and down. And rows go horizontally from left to right. In our array we just created for our ducks, we created 4 rows of 3 to represent the total number of ducks that we would have. If we added all of those up, or multiplied, we would do 4 times 3 to find our total of 12 ducks. Again, be sure to include this definition of array in your notes. The problem we're going to look at today is Marcy used blocks to build a wall 6 blocks wide and 4 blocks high. How many blocks did she use? For this one, you do not need to write down the entire problem, but I do want you to write down 6 blocks wide. So in your notes, you would be writing 6 blocks wide and 4 blocks high. How many blocks did she use? So for this question, we're going to draw an array. So 6 blocks wide tells me that they're going across. So there's 6 blocks wide. Well, there's 4 blocks high. So that means I need 4 going down. Now I can fill in all of my X's in between. Again, this is an example of me creating an array to solve this problem. In these problems, we also use repeated addition. So we had 6 rows that each had, we had 4 rows that each had 6 in them, which is how we have our repeated addition problem of 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6. So 6 is being added together 4 times, which gives me this part of my problem. Again, all of these vocabulary words and their definitions with the example must be included in your notes. Factors are the numbers that you multiply. So in the problem 6 times 4 equals 24, the 6 and the 4 are my factors. Be sure to underline or highlight the numbers 6 and 4 to go along with your definition of factors that are the numbers that you multiply. Product is the answer to a multiplication problem. So again, in my example of 6 times 4 equals 24, 24 is an example of a product. Product is the answer to a multiplication problem. In this problem here, how can multiplication be used when you only know the number in one group? So Reese and Joey collect plastic frogs. Reese collected 5 frogs, and Joey collected 3 times as many frogs. Well, if we know that Reese collected 5 frogs, I could draw out a row of 5 frogs just like this. Well, Joey collected 3 times as many, so I'm already seeing 3 times and know this has got to be multiplication. But Joey over here will end up with 3 rows of exactly what Reese had. So if I solve this, I would end up with 3 times 5 equals 15 frogs. Again, in word problems, we have to have a label or our numbers don't make sense. In your notes, I would like for you to solve question 1 and question 2. Number 1 and 2 you need to write an addition sentence and a multiplication sentence for each picture below. For number 1, I will help you by starting you with the addition sentence, but you must complete the multiplication sentence. For number 2, you must do both of them. So as I look at my number 1, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So I have 2 rows that each have 5 in them. So for me, my addition sentence would be 5 plus 5 equals 10. If I wanted to look at it this way, I would have 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 10. There are always 2 repeated addition sentences that you could use. I would rather write down less numbers, so I wrote 5 plus 5 equals 10. Reminder that you still must do the multiplication sentence for number 1, and for number 2, you need to do the addition and multiplication sentence. I will be looking for your answers in your notes.